I was at Bournemouth last weekend, and for half an hour there, they were absolutely played off the park by Bournemouth. Could have been 3 or 4 down. Second half, you were probably looking at a different team. And then they win it in the last minute. They go to Turin and pull off another last-minute win against Juventus, of all people. So I think their confidence is on the rise. Probably 10 days ago, you'd have said City are going to wipe United out in this fixture because they remain in white-hot form. But I've got a feeling Manchester United are going to get something from this game.
Wow. What's giving you that feeling, Ian?
Well, I just think they're playing better. They're playing a lot better. I think their confidence level will have been given a huge
Were they really much better?
Turin.
Were they much better in Turin? Didn't they just kind of get lucky at the end?
No, I don't think they got lucky. I think they stayed in the game. OK, they rode their luck a little bit with the woodwork getting hit a couple of times. And yes, Juventus are a better side than them. There's no question about that. But I thought, really, that there was a better work ethic in the team. And the form of Martial, I think, is very, very important to this improved Manchester United run. He's really showing what he can do at the moment. Whatever Mourinho's done, maybe at last he's put an arm around him. He's really firing. He scored in the last 4 Premier League games. And it's just a hunch, and sometimes these are just feelings and not really reasons. But I do think Manchester United are capable of getting some kind of result at City.
Well, if Man City spank them all this positivity will go flying right out the window. I said congratulated them as I did on the midweek and the win. It was a great win. And clearly the form has improved. But I think that is an element of papering over the cracks here. As Ian mentioned himself, the fact that they got a result at Bournemouth was because Bournemouth were poor in the final third. They completely dominated the game. The fact that they got a result in Turin was more to do with Juventus than it was to do with Manchester United, because once again they were outplayed and Juve created so many chances, hit the post twice, Khedira missed a sitter, Cuadrado missed a sitter. So when you put all those things in the pot, then that's a reason for staying in the game. Actually being tactically spot on and not allowing Juventus, who are a better side, to get into the penalty area or the final third and create chances can be tactically, or should be tactically good, but that didn't happen. The fact that Juve, and it happens, the fact that Juve were poor in the final third is not a reason, as great a win as it was, to say Man United were tactically fantastic in Turin, because they weren't.
Do you think, for me, this is quite clear an example of how Manchester United's own bar has been lowered? All of a sudden, we're talking about 1-goal victories against Newcastle, Everton and Bournemouth as Manchester United turning the corner. Arguably, their best performance was against Chelsea in that draw.
Yep.
And let's be honest, they got the win, the 3 points against Juventus, but nobody can say that they fully deserved or they bossed that game, or they hung on, and in the end, their aerial presence got them 3 points. But this is a different kettle of fish. This is not Bournemouth or Newcastle. Dare I say, this is a City team at home who will kill this game off in a fashion that Juventus simply didn't. I think this could be over quite quickly. I disagree strongly with Ian here. I think, given what we've seen from City, given how good they've been going forward, given how impressive in particular they've been at the back, I think this is over by the first half.
You can't keep performing poorly in the first 20 minutes, 40 minutes, whatever it is of games. They did it. We touched on Bournemouth. You had the Newcastle game against a poor Newcastle side that are struggling, where they had the backs against the wall. I think it was 2-0 they were down. And they managed to clamber back, but they clamber back because Newcastle aren't good enough to shut a game out. Well, let's be frank here, right? It's ifs and buts. If City win this game at home, and they are favourites, there's a 12-point gap between themselves and Manchester United. So
after just 12 matches as well.
People need to slow down and say, you know, this is just a hatred of United, and it's not. It's an analysis of some decent results, but quite frankly, not great performances. And against the better teams, you usually get punished. They didn't in Turin, but trust me, City put 6 past Shakhtar, 6 past Southampton. They're scoring goals for fun. They will not be as profligate as the other teams.